not even anyone in Twitch chat right now, so.
Lunch by concentrate. Yeah, so we're getting like every seasonal event, which is neat. Every seasonal like festival.
All at the same time, or like spread out?
Like, well, the season festival. So all the events will be available during all the festivals, but like the Gathering Hub will be decorated a certain festival way. And you can probably get those festival-specific armors or whatever during that time.
Ooh.
But we already have those armors, so...
Aww.
So yeah, we're gonna have the winter one and all that crap. So boring! I heard that from Captain K. I looked it up and was like, oh yeah, look at that. And I didn't answer you right away, because I was taking a nap.
That's okay. As you can see, I was in the midst of texting you. Oh wait, never mind. They're all going to be coming back.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and saw that you had already said that exact thing. Wow, good save. You're off to a real bad start.
Yeah. I don't know why that guy...
Oh, I watched the fight that we had against the pirates from your perspective.
Yeah.
You bucketed 77 times.
Holy shit. That's great.
You bailed 77 buckets before this ship went down.
Dude, I was going to town.
I didn't get a chance to like count obviously how many Barry did. That was pretty fun. I was thinking probably like 40, maybe 50 I thought would be the high end. You blew right past that.
I had it down near the end. I was efficiently this direction, this direction, this direction.
I also watched a video on how to do fishing.
Oh?
You're supposed to counter the movement of the fish. So if it's going left, you need to pull your rod to the right, and vice versa.
Try doing.
And whenever the fish stops moving, that's when you can reel it in.
Oh.
Until it starts moving again, then you have to stop reeling and counter it. And then some fish prefer like, oh, that was a nice touch there at the end. Some fish prefer like a certain worm, or like there's like there's one fish that like prefers leeches, I think. But you can fish in any spot from anywhere. Like you can go up to the crow's nest in the deepest part of the ocean. You could be up in the crow's nest fishing even when the boat is at full speed. Like,
nice.
You just activate the fishing rod and things happen no matter what.
Yeah, because I noticed the fish that you get is not based on the fishes that exist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because I threw it in and I'm like, none of the fish are going for it. Then all of a sudden, I have a bite. I'm like, what the fuck?
Although there are fish that prefer certain areas. So like if there's a particular fish you want, you have to fish in a certain spot for it. And then you turn them into that one faction, that like huntsman faction, and your level with them goes up and stuff.
Right.
And I forgot what there was an interesting reward for leveling up with them. I don't remember what it is now. I'm sure they'll probably give you like a fancy fishing pole, but I thought I remember seeing there was something else. It's kind of a pain in the ass though, because they're not at every outpost like the other three factions.
Yeah.
You have to go to like a specific spot.
They seem like they're, at least the one was at a tiny outpost.
Yeah, it was a really tiny location. Ah, shit, I clipped it. I fucking died when I saw you. used that green cannonball and it knocked us both out. That was hilarious.
I thought like, oh, all it's gonna do is like hit the ship, and then it's gonna be like you affected the ship. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who knew it was gonna be like an area of effect thing that could even hit you?
Yeah.
Oh, that was almost really nice. Or when you were puking back into your own cup. That was also really good.
As I'm drinking it, it's so good.
Yeah.
That game's so goofy.
I wish I had a clip of that one time where I was down looking at the map, because I think you were drunk. So I came down there to help look at the map, and then I'm shouting at Barry, we need a hard left, and I turn around and Barry's standing behind me dancing.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it! There's no one piloting the ship. We're all at the map. Why are all of us standing at the map? That was just, it was framed like a movie. It was just so good. Like I'm dying. I'm begging him to turn hard 90 degrees. I turn around and he's standing behind me.
Like the other time they were about to crash in the rock, and you're like, we need to go left, and all of us were standing up front too. So who's piloting? I don't know.
Yeah, there's 3 of us and no one's at the helm. What would be cool is to fire someone from the cannon onto another ship to do like ship combat.
Yeah.
But those skeletons, man, they just keep respawning, and it's such a pain in the ass. What you should really do is jump on their boat, grab that fancy treasure chest that they have. It was a really like unique one. I should have grabbed it and then run back upstairs, and you know, we could have tried to sell that.
Yeah.
I bet it's probably worth a good amount. So that'll be a fun goal, because they seem like very tedious to actually try to sink them. Did you hit that, or did?
Nope. Yeah, I hit it here. And then...
Oh, nice. Just destroyed his own goalie. They seem really tedious to actually try and sink, so a win is probably like getting their treasure chest and managing to sell it.
Yeah, I don't know if you can. I wonder... You probably can sink it, but...
I'm sure you can. Especially if you had your own 3-mast with four people.
Yeah, and you stocked up on cannonballs.
So I think that thing's got like 4 cannons on each side, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, the double hit sucked. Blast it back up. Oh. They almost did it again.
Oh, Chian's doing some gunplay.
Did she post?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, though. Oh, God.
No!
Started on gunplay today. There have been a breakdown or two for how small the parts are.
So how often we lost them?
Yeah, so apparently they didn't realize how tiny the parts were gonna be. Yeah, they're... The one in my latest set was... Or kit, rather, it's just so... fucking... Two of the... This one piece, rather, is so goddamn small. And I have to put on 8 of them. Like, and I'm trying to fucking sand the nubs off of it, and it's just...
Sandy nubs.
It's so hard to hold. Oh!
I am really doing my best to carry this team, but there's only so much I can do. I've already hit the ball 6 times. I mean, what do you want from me? A 7th? An 8th? Where does it end?
That'd be... I don't want you to hit the ball 1/8 of the time. I don't even know how that works.
You have to, you hit it in slow-mo. I'm going for the ball. Did you see the Armored Skeptic?
Oh yeah, I did.
That was good shit.
Yeah, it was.
I love the comments saying,
oh fuck, we're dead.
Avoiding the adpoc here.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah. Talking about his wacky-ass conspiracy theory video. Like, where you're doing this instead of the follow-up to that. That was...
Well, I don't... What part?
What they said was funny, and I can't remember how the fuck they worded it now. And my brain is fried because I'm trying... Oh, damn it!
Yeah, he's gonna roast me. That was one guy.
I have to look at the comment again. But yeah, that was pretty good. I like the idea of saying that because YouTube, it might as well be a monopoly at this point. Not so much, I guess, monetarily, but just that is...
Oh, I couldn't bother.
Being a public space for ideas, I can certainly see that. And in so much that, not that, like, I think the government needs to step in and force YouTube to be all about freedom of speech.
Fuck.
But that's just how Google should treat it.
Yeah.
You know, like morally, that would be the right thing for them to do. IMHO. Ah! And I remember arguing that with the Carlos Maza thing. I was like, I can't stand Crowder, and I think he was being a real dick. But I also don't think, like, his channel should be taken down because he was being a dick.
Yep.
And this is coming from someone who vehemently disagrees with everything that is Louder with Crowder. But he hasn't, like, incited violence. Like, that's kind of a line.
Or doxed or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's certainly creating an atmosphere with his viewers to, like, hate Carlos Maza, but people are allowed to have negative... They're allowed to be critical of someone. I mean, I don't know why he's... the whole part about, like, every time he talks about him, like, our favorite gay editor at Vox. But, again, we're in agreement that the dude's being shitty.
Yeah.
But that's not enough to have his channel taken down. I also don't mind Carlos Maza complaining about it though. Like if he just went to Twitter and was like, "Man, Louder with Crowder is a huge dick. He's a dick to me every time I post a video, and it even has this homophobic slant to it as well." If that's what he posted on Twitter, I'd be like, yeah, you're right. He's being an asshole. Because some people are like, how dare you even acknowledge that he's critical? Like, you should just ignore it. And it's like, well, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's not right for him to complain about it.
I think he could complain about it, but the problem is if he complains about it, then people are going to do it more. So he's going to just start...
Sure, you know, that whole, like, giving power to the person, like, you know, you're showing them that it's... But, I don't know, you know, you're also pointing out behavior that you find to be reprehensible. And that's kind of part of being in a society, is, like, pointing out behavior that you don't like.
Right. No, I 100% agree with that. Just...
But I guess as a strategy, maybe it's not gonna work for you.
If he truly doesn't like that people do that to him, he's literally doing a thing that's gonna make people want to do it to him.
Right. I see what you're saying. Like as a strategy, you're kind of hurting yourself.
But if it like didn't bother him, if the principle bothered him more than the actual comments bothered him, then yeah, you know, like, then him pointing it out wouldn't be so bad, because he'd be like, well, the actual comments don't hurt me. I just don't like that people do this sort of thing, so I'm going to call it out.
Yeah, maybe calling it out so that, like, supporters of Louder with Crowder would see that, like, hey, don't forget that he's, like, hurting an actual human being. Like, I am a human being. Don't forget that. Like, I know you guys disagree with me, but he's also, like, shitting on a human being. And, you know, even if you disagree with what I say, like, these kind of ad hominem attacks are not the way you should be trying to change my mind. I could see him taking like a high road kind of approach in that regard. But the real problem with Carlos is him saying that, like, how dare YouTube allow this? That's where he crosses the line.
I thought you guys were a safe haven for.
Yeah.
It's like for.
You say you support LGBTQ, so it's like, I mean, they can provide a platform for people to have their beliefs, even if they disagree with those beliefs.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, people are gonna make fun of every demographic ever.
Yeah, that would be.
Like, if somebody makes fun of me specifically, and not even a demographic, should I, like, get a whole channel taken down? Because, like, if they support every single goddamn demographic, or is it just the fact that, like, people can't... Are they saying that, you know, the gay demographic can't handle this, so they need to, you know, they need to be protected? Well, fuck no. That's... They're not saying that, so, like... Like, anytime anyone makes fun of anybody, they should take it down, if that's their rule, you know what I mean?
It's like suddenly if someone critiques, like, a black movie reviewer, I thought you supported black people. It's like, no, well, we do, but, you know, we can't just take someone down because they don't have our same exact values. To a certain extent, obviously, there are certain lines, again, like promoting violence, that crosses a serious line.
Right. The same with doxing and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I guess to play the devil's advocate, someone like Carlos Maza would say that inciting violence is obviously one of those ones where they have to step in, and it's no longer about being a platform for free speech, and so is this anti-gay abusive behavior. He would say, like, this is on par with inciting violence, is probably what he would say, that, like, you're drawing this line where something becomes too much, but you're just drawing it a different spot than I am. Carlos would say, like, you know, shitting on me being gay is also crossing that line that is no longer, it's no longer like a position you hold that should be protected with free speech, and is now just like a hate crime kind of thing. Maybe not on that level, but
yeah, which I find that ridiculous. It's words now are like, you know, make fun of words are now like somehow like violent crimes. It doesn't make any sense. It's just, it's the literally sticks and stones argument. I know it sucks, and like, I know the whole, like, you can make somebody feel like shit, and that's bad. But at the end of the day, like, you can't just throw someone in jail.
There is like emotional abuse. That is a thing, but
right.
You also can avoid this. This is not like a mother raising a child and shitting on him every day, and there's nothing the kid can do about that. He's a kid. He can't, like, just ignore her. Whereas this guy's on YouTube. You can easily avoid everything that he says. Like, don't read his Twitter and don't watch his YouTube videos. if you don't want his emotional abuse.
Yeah.
That feels like it's got a hint of victim blaming to it. But
at the end of the day, we can't put a rule forward that says nasty words that make me feel bad are banned from law, because like any word,
no, obviously I agree with that.
Yeah, everything ends up being that. So like, can't do that shit. Because at some point you have to like, because harassment's also a thing too, where people like are just like constantly bombarding you with shit.
Right.
But like on the internet, and when you're a public figure, that's gonna happen. Like, I don't know any other way around it. Like, populace. Oh!
You can block him on Twitter so that you don't see the harassment that he slings.
Yeah, or
you have it within your power to avoid it.
Or any other person too.
Yeah, at some point you are seeking out Crowder's criticism of you. And again, this feels like it's got a reek of victim blaming, but it's like if you didn't want to get raped, you shouldn't have been there. You could have avoided, but this is completely different because like you had to specifically go to his Twitter to see that shit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he'd have an argument that like he does block him on Twitter, but still sees it and like linked from other stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, but
like maybe I'm making it out to be a little too easy to avoid.
I mean, he's not going to be able to avoid it all. This is the internet, right? Someone can literally screen cap the stuff, and he can see the screen cap. But like, still, like, naughty words. Like, how do you ban that? You don't.
Yeah, you can't prevent someone from. And I guess that wasn't actually what he was saying. He was saying that like YouTube shouldn't support it. Not that it should be like illegal.
Right, but
that like, I guess he wanted YouTube to take his channel down, and that's a bridge too far.
But with what Armored Skeptic was saying, like it's the guy's trying to do this shit for comedy, and whether you like it or not, he's gonna say things that you're not gonna like.
Well, he also said that you should be using comedy to promote free speech.
Sure.
And not just like edgy for edginess sake.
But
like the socialism for figs thing is like, you're not, you know, there's got to be like a point to what you're doing, not just.
But I don't necessarily think that that's a rule in comedy. People find anything funny. And he's clearly trying.
It's like what you should be doing with your comedy, not what you have to do.
Yeah.
Both of their goals were because of them passing it to us.
They were trying to do passing plays the entire time. That's all they were trying to do. Rematch? Sure, I'll rematch.
Everybody wants one.
If everyone stays, they'll stay. Once I click yes on everything.
See, I guess it feels kind of shitty to tell the person who's clearly being, who clearly is a victim. It kind of sucks to just be like, yeah, you got to suck it up. But I don't see any other way that I'm comfortable with dealing with this situation other than just saying like, I'm sorry you have to deal with that, and the person doing it to you sucks. Damn.
Well, just imagine. Like, again, you know, let's go back to Monica Lewinsky and, like, Jay Leno. Jay Leno was always making fun of Monica Lewinsky all the goddamn time. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do? Like...
Yeah, she could say, you know, that's harassment and I want him off TV, but it's like, no, that's not gonna happen. And shouldn't.
Oh, that guy didn't.
So I guess, like, it's still worth pointing those things out. And, god damn it.
That ball was bouncing so many goddamn directions in front of the net. That way! That way! Like...
What was the thing I was gonna say there? Shit.
At the end of the day, too, though, I don't feel bad for Mazza. Because, it's right as I turned. I could have front flipped to that, but I turned towards the wall. But they were gonna shoot it high.
I don't feel bad for him because of the way the nature of his response to it.
Yeah.
I haven't been under that. I'm going to go ahead and call it harassment, even though that generally has a stronger connotation than what I think this actually is. But it is, you know, the guy is kind of singling him out and harassing him. So I've never experienced anything like that, so it's hard for me to really say, like, suck it up when I haven't experienced it, but it does kind of feel like... You guys feel good? What? Yeah, I scored. Of course I feel good. Sorry for not showboating enough on my goal there. God damn it.
There's all of a sudden, oh, that teammate, that was not a good hit.
Not good.
They're just salty that they had poor defense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the... Day man.
If every goal you score in casual is not worth a highlight reel, then what are you even doing?
Yeah.
You got this?
No. Oh, I ran out of booze.
Come on, teammate. You said like it.
Smothered the ball. With it. Wow, that guy's a real good Rocket League memer. He's on Twitch, guys. I don't have any boost, I could follow it up. Oh, I tried to get out of the way.
It's alright. Obviously, I'm concentrating now.
Yeah. When they're salty that we're scoring goals on them, it's funny.
Fuck. Nicely done, teammate.
God, he's just, what is he doing? They're just, hit the ball as many times as you can in midair, it's so sick!
Fuck yeah. I mean, that was a passing play. That wasn't boring. I'm also watching every replay.
Rub it in. Wow, if they wouldn't miss all the kickoffs, too.
Yeah.
It's fucking with them. Oh, he tried to pop it, didn't work.
Fuck.
That's gonna be in. That's gonna be in! I can catch up with that. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh god.
I got it.
Oh, what a sick hit! Oh!
Oh, almost punished him for that.
I could literally clip it, like put a URL in there that's actually real. There you go. I clipped it.
Rematch. Fuck off. Beating you twice in a row I think is good enough.
I think they're gone.
Oh, they're all gone? No one's there to see your trash talk. They all left so quickly because they knew we got them.
They're so pissed too. What the fuck?
Oh man.
What a dumb attitude to have. Like, we beat them first game, and they're just like, rematch! And then we get a couple goals scored because their defense fucking sucks. And then they're just like, wow!
We abandoned our goal and you just walked it in? Come on.
In a game about...
You feel good about that?
where the objective is to put it in our goal? What the... Come on.
Got a painted suit on me. And it's painted white. But yeah, just put a cap on all that. It's
Yeah, same guy on our team.
they're both parties are kind of being shitty.
Yeah.
Like I find Crowder more repulsive, but Carlos Maza is trying to do something that's like way worse by enacting this whole whenever someone says something critical on YouTube, they should be taken down.
Oh! Oh my god. Yeah, that's such a shitty... Oh my god, I was trying to...
It's coming back. Hell yeah. I didn't trust that I could score that, so I was trying to lay it off for you.
Yeah, it's such a stupid mentality, and there is clearly a secondary motivation to it. At least it seems, right? It could be all legit, but man, like all the shit lining together, with like...
Yeah, I heard about the whole like they're doing a protested box thing. I don't know, maybe.
It's Pride Month. The guy's potentially gonna like might want to be seen by other outlets.
I mean, is there anything wrong with him waiting until Pride Month to do it?
No, it's just it's the matter of fact that like everything's aligning Like, to be like,
because like
wow.
this could have been legitimately eating away at him for a long time, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna do something about it, and someone, you know, and he could have had the idea to wait for a moment like that when people could also use the hashtag for Pride Month or whatever, like.
Right. But then also him not doing anything about it other than his article, like, you know, not blocking people, not tons of tools at his disposal, and he's not doing anything about it. Like, just seems very.
Sure, everyone seems to have like this side angle about his timing, and I kind of don't really care about his timing. It's like more about whether
it just potentially shows that his motivation is in a more nefarious spot of like, I can cause this controversy.
He could have an ulterior motive.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if this legitimately does piss him off, even if he's also trying to get a side thing out of it.
Sure.
I imagine this probably does eat away at him.
Oops.
He, because I've talked before how much I love Vox, the YouTube channel for Vox, and I still do. I've always felt that he only does his videos like maybe once a month he'll have one, and his are always very political.
Ah, that wasn't in either. It was gonna hit the corner and I tried to smash it in. Ah, fuck it.
So I kind of take his particular videos with a bit of a grain of salt, especially now after this. It's just weird because like the rest of the Vox YouTube channel is nothing like that. It's really not. It doesn't really seem to push much of an agenda like that. A lot of times it's just kind of like, hey, did you know this interesting fact about how this river was diverted or some shit? You know, it's really stuff that's not got that much of a any kind of political leaning. Everything Carlos Maza did was hugely political leaning, especially leaning left. But he also did a lot of stuff that I don't think was bullshit. Like he's breaking down all these ways that Fox News does shitty things. You know, like, I know Carlos is hugely biased, but he can still be making a valid argument there.
I mean, it's the same thing with Kotaku though, right? Like Kotaku does tons of like legitimate articles, but like a lot of their other stuff is stupid and shit.
Yeah, it's just so bizarre for me because I came to I was introduced to Vox by those YouTube videos first, and like all this other shit has come second, and it's so weird. Ah! No! Why did it have to hit the post? Oh, god damn it. That was a nice pass.
I mean, I read a Vox article today that was good. It was about the stress of the fast food worker.
Can't see. I read a Vox article that was utter dog shit. It was so bad. I was like, God, this is why everyone hates Vox. Shit, I was gonna talk about it. I can't remember what it is now. But all in all, I really liked Armored Skeptic's take on it, and I thought that was a really well-made video.
Oh!
I've been, I wouldn't say I've been critical of Armored Skeptic, but I'd been a little, like, wary of some of the recent stuff he's come out with, and I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this one was...
I thought he had a really good measured take on it.
Yeah. I pretty much agreed with everything he said. Like,
I don't think I had any major complaints.
Gotta learn to not just throw it away.
Everybody's salty today. We're 3 for 3 with his teammate.
Yeah. He's doing good with us. Yeah, the Vox article I read today was about basically fast food workers under constant stress because of like algorithms and computer monitoring and stuff like that now. they could try to make the workers so like efficient and work harder and harder and harder.
Yeah.
To a point where it's like it sucks. Like it's just constant stress basically. So
right, that makes sense.
And then like their shifts being really shitty apparently. So obviously there's clopens, which those suck. But
what's that? Clopens?
Clopens, yeah, that's when you have a shift that closes, and then immediately the next day you have a shift that opens.
Ugh. And
so you like even some of them don't have very much time in between for the human to sleep.
That's like our fucking restaurant we had when I was. I think we bought it when I was like 12 or 13, I think. There were nights where we didn't get home till like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then I'd go to school the next day.
Yeah, that sucks. At the call center, I would do a clopen on Friday night, but it wasn't too bad. I was still able to get enough sleep. I wouldn't, but I could. I'd get like 3 hours because I'd stay up till midnight, and then I'd have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning.
Our restaurant didn't open until like noon, I want to say, so that wasn't that big a deal.
It is
like we would get home really late, but oh, I mean, absolutely, yeah.
But yeah, the other stuff too with like basically like shitty attitudes, like the customer's always right to the extreme. Just let me drive that right in.
And there were 2 of them just staring at you. What tomato? You just died. What the hell? At least the other guy made an effort. I like their team there.
Yeah.
Team sandwich, bacon, tomato, and freshest lettuce.
They're the BLT.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like
oh god.
The customer's always right to the extreme. Where like this one lady said that a customer threw like smashed a mustard packet to like squirt the employee, and the employee said, "What the fuck, lady?" And she got written up for that. Like,
oh god.
Like, come on. Oh, I was really hoping he would shoot that in himself. So like,
they value the profit from a customer more than treating their employees like human beings.
Yeah, and that's such an extreme. Like, if a lady did that, if I ever owned a place and a lady did that in my restaurant, I'd be like, yeah, no, fucking get out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't deserve to be here if you're gonna do this. I can understand.
That's a very kind of American thing too. The idea of like the customer being right, and it's like a virtue that you should your employees should suffer for the benefit of. I mean, maybe I shouldn't call that an American thing because I don't know much about other places, but that feels like an American thing, where like the small business owner has to cater to every whim of the customer, even when they're being absurd.
Oh, yeah. And I always found that attitude because my dad always had that attitude. Customer's always right. I'm like, Dad.
Yeah, there's like a real virtue to that. They feel.
Yeah.
They're like it's honorable almost.
And then my dad goes, well, if they're not going to do this for me, then I won't be a customer anymore. So I will always be right. And I'm like,
if I want to take a shit on the counter at Taco Bell, I should be able to do that.
Yeah.
I want to have it my way. That was amazing. I said all yours instead of Great Bass. When I was working at a restaurant, I was doing I was bussing tables and helping clean dishes, and I was bringing shit to the chefs. So I was running my ass off, and we had a customer that was a real bitch, and she actually stopped me at what I was doing and said, "Excuse me, you're working too hard." And I kind of chuckled. I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you." She goes, "No, I mean, like, your working is becoming like distracting for the like the dinner atmosphere. I need you to like slow down and stop working so much. So like stop working so hard. And I was just stunned and like apologized to her, obviously, because like the customer's always right.
Yeah.
And my mom was like giving me shit for it too. Like, what the hell were you doing? That this customer complained about it. And I'm like, I'm just, what? I like this whole time I thought I was supposed to be working hard. Like, I can't believe I'm getting reamed out for me putting like 110% effort, you know? And thankfully the waitress had my back. She's like, no, this customer's a complete bitch. Don't listen to her. You just keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate it. She's like, this customer finds something to complain about no matter what you do. And really glad the waitress said that, because I was feeling like shit. I was like, my world was upside down at that moment. I was like, what? Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Obviously, had tons of people at the call center that were stupid assholes. Even worse, I think, over the phone, because people, you know, you're more anonymous, you're not face to face.
Yeah, that's anonymity there.
And you can cut the conversation short whenever you want.
Did you have the thing where if they cussed at you, you were allowed to hang up?
Basically, so like, if the person was being totally ridiculous, yeah, basically I could just be like, all right, well, we're trying to keep this call professional, and if you're not going to keep it professional, I'm going to end this conversation. Because one time there was a guy that was just screaming at me, like, and I don't remember what it was for, I don't quite remember, but all I remember doing was telling him that, being like, all right, man, you know, I'm doing everything I can do for you, like, I did the whole spiel, the professional thing, and then he calmed himself down. He's like, oh shit, alright, sorry.
That's good.
But there was a few other times where, you know, I give like 3 or 4 warnings, and then be like, alright, well, alright, have a nice day.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling, and I'd hang up.
Can you call back after you had a moment to breathe?
Because at that point, when they're just screaming and they're furious like that, what do? You just, like...
Yeah.
I just sat there, I was like, you can't get through to you. You're being now not reasonable, you know?
Mm-hmm. And I'm not the one responsible for your problem. Like, I didn't fuck things up for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking fix it.
It really infuriated me watching the waitresses get chewed out when, like, something was, like, undercooked or whatever. It's like, they're not the chefs. They like, the chef puts the food on the thing and rings the bell, and they just bring it to you. Why are you chewing her out? She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And it's like, I'm not going to give you a tip for this. And it's like, holy shit, that's really fucked up. That we get to pay her less than minimum wage because she's supposed to be, you know, getting tips, and then people are going to not tip her based on things that are outside of her control. So she could just not bring home, like, minimum wage today because people are unreasonable.
Yep.
The chef could be having a really bad day, and now she's not going to get paid well.
Yeah, the chef doesn't get those tips.
How fucked is that?
Oh, no! Yeah, that was the same thing on the phone. There's times where, like, if I call places and I'm a little bit mad, I'll be like, you know, I know it's not your fault. Like, I won't get mad at them because that's not how I am, right? I don't get real.
It's also not helpful.
Yeah.
I'm sure as you can attest, them being mad is not going to get them better service.
Yep. In fact, when you're being fucking mad and irate, half the time I want to give you less service, and that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like, people a lot of times would be like, yeah, no, we're just going to get him off the call so that we don't have to deal with him anymore. Not me. Nope. At that point, like, the rules are so set in stone at that point. Like, yeah, no, I could try to get a request out to the manager to get you your newspaper even though you're in a non-redelivery area. And then they'd be like, But if they're super mad, you'd be like, nope, nah, no, we can't. You're in a non-redelivery area. There's nothing we can do.
Right. I can vouch for that even now. The customers that are nice to me, I usually end up going the extra mile for things that they wouldn't even know to like ask for. You know, it's like I'm gonna help you out with something a little extra here, and you may not even know that I like went the extra mile for you, but I'm doing it because you were nice to me and you treated me like a human. I can't tell you how many times we go into like richer neighborhoods and they treat us like dirt. They're just like, yeah, you're here to do my bidding because I have more money than you, so you obviously are going to do whatever I tell you to do. And
they probably have this some like elitist superiority, like basically you're, you know, lower class worker / unintelligent or whatever.
Yeah.
So
obviously not all of them. There have been some people that leave me some boost. All 5 of you. Wow. I mean, we all want boost, man. You gotta get to it.
You can't get to it. He doesn't have boost to get to it.
It's always nice when we've been to some like, you know, multi-million-dollar houses, and it's always really cool when they're super down to earth. I have a feeling a lot of them. It feels like there's some people that you like talk to them and find out that they worked their ass off to get that money.
Yeah. And
those people like remember what it was like to not be super rich, and they treat you like a human being. And then there's some people where this is speculation, but it feels like the people that either didn't work for it, like inherited it, or
oh shit,
it's been so long since they were part of the normal beings that they've forgotten what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have more chance of being sympathetic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They've been through the same thing. Oh, I really want to pinch that guy. That's just the call center job. It's like, I know what the fuck they've been through. So, like, I'm way more sympathetic. Though, like, with this call I got the other day, like, even when people would call me, I would listen to their beginning spiel, and I'd be like, no thanks. Now, like, at least with one of the calls that happened, like a week or two ago.
Oh, shit.
They're like, yeah, we want to... Oh.
God damn.
Like, we want to talk to you about your car insurance payment. And I'm at work, and I'm in the middle of fucking doing something. So I just said, my car insurance payment's fine, thank you. I hung up. Because, like, you're just trying to sell me car insurance. I have car insurance already. I paid for it. I pay for it every 6 months, and I know it's up in August. So, like, so it's just...
Yeah, I always try to be courteous and just be like, just reject it. Wow. Just try to reject it in like the most polite way. It's like you're just doing your job, but also I'm not even remotely interested.
I barely touched it, but I was trying to get a block. But yeah, it's it really sucks being in those, like, having to call people positions.
The cold calls?
Cold calls, dude. Cold calls are no longer a good way to do business anymore. They're so not profitable for at least American-based companies that people don't do it anymore.
Makes sense.
But for a lot of those overseas ones that do, like, the scans and stuff, you know, they're getting payments of like $500 or some shit. So it's a little bit more,
I guess you just let robots do your cold calling now.
Yeah. Got some new wheels. I want to check them out. They're probably not going to replace my current ones.
Tell me about the Qdoba bat.
I was just the girl at Qdoba. She's like, to me and Zach, she's like, "Oh, I've got something cool to show you guys. When you guys are done," I was like, "All right, yeah, let's go, let's do it." And she's like, "Yeah, when you guys get done ordering, we'll go outside and I'll show you." Okay, we walk outside and she's like, as we're walking, she's like, "It's my son." I was like, "Go ahead." She's like, "Yeah, I'm calling him my son now," and I'm like, what is she talking about? And then those are all right. They match my car, but I like my other wheels.
How weird would that have been if she just brought her 6-year-old to work and was like, "I want to show you guys something"?
Oh god, yeah, that'd be weird. Especially because she's 19.
Oh god.
So, that's why I was just like, she doesn't have a son.
Thank god it wasn't something weird. It was just a bat.
Yeah, it was just a bat. Well,
Something not weird.
she's bringing me outside too, so I was like, her son. I was like, "Is it living?" She's like, "Yes." And I'm like,
Is it living?
and
Is your son alive?
well, like we're walking outside because I'm like, fuck, if it's in her car, it's dead. Like,
Yeah, really.
like, so what is she talking about? So yeah, we go to the wall, and she's like, "There it is, my bat," and I'm like, I'm staring off into a direction that isn't like the way that she pointed or whatever. I'm kind of like parallel to the wall, and I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? And I kind of like look over, and boom, there it is on the wall. I was like, oh shit. Like, I was looking a little bit farther away, and so it was, I don't know, it's kind of neat. I took a picture of it. Zach's like, "I should touch it," and I was like, no,
You should not touch
you
it.
should not touch that. It might have rabies or fleas or something. And then
No problem defending.
And then
Alright.
I told her, I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my Instagram, my Twitter, all the social medias." And I was like, "I'm gonna get all the likes and whatnot." And she's like looking at me like I'm crazy. She's 19, you know, I'm being hip.
Yeah,
And-
trying to connect.
And then I told her, I'm gonna full send it, like this guy would say.
You're about to say, "I'm gonna fuck it." As you kept going, I was like, "Oh god." "I'm gonna fuck your son."
I'm gonna fuck your son, which is a bat. But no, like the full send it thing. So Zach, it's like partly an internet meme now, I guess.
Full send it.
Yeah, it was some guy in like some snowmobile video. I haven't seen it. But he basically like says he's constantly saying that he's gonna send it or he's gonna full send it. And he's like doing dumb shit on his snowmobile, like crashing. Or he crashed like once, I forget. But this is what I heard. I haven't actually seen it. But Zach constantly uses it, so I kind of make fun of him for it because he's always using like bro language. So that's why I said that, because I was like, I wonder if she knows about this word. Because right before that, another one of our coworkers, Michael rather, fuck, smush that in the ground. He walked up to Zach and he's like, "Yo, I have this. I don't have a solution for this problem yet, but I have it for this one, so I can take care of that." And I just turned to him like, "Yo, are you gonna full send it though?" And he's like, "Dude, I'm totally gonna full send it, yeah!" And I was like, "What the fuck?" So I just had this like bro connection with somebody, just saying a word that I don't know what it means. I bonded with another culture.
So when you took a picture of the bat and said you're gonna put it on Instagram, you said you were gonna full send it.
Yeah.
What did she say?
She was just like, oh, all right. I was like, I don't know what it means either.
Oh my god.
I just gauged her response. I was like, I don't know what it means either. She's like, yeah, I don't. I thought that was funny.
Whew.
I sent that to Angel too earlier today because I want her to send me her schedule.
Told her to full send it.
Yeah, I said something like, "Yo, hey babe, can you give me your sketch?" SKEJ, of course. And I was like, "So we can Nash on some Mons?" And then so she gave it to me. I forget what she said. She said something kind of on theme. And then I was like, "Yo, my dude, like, thanks, bruh. We're gonna full send it." Apparently, full send it means like. Zach explained it to me. It means to go like all out.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was assuming from context.
So not just like full send a message, but like just go all out. Because
hearing that it was the snowmobile guy, that's what I was kind of thinking.
He showed me a thing that had full send it, like a message. He's like, "Dude, you might not find this to be funny because this isn't your thing." And I looked at it, I was like, I have no idea what this means. It's like some text message that had full send it in it or something. And I showed him mine later in the day, and he didn't seem pleased because he probably knew I was making fun of him. But whatever. I have fun with that stuff. We kind of
that's right up your alley. Is using shit ironically.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be for the. Oh, damn it.
And making fun of bro culture. And that's his bro thing.
Yeet. Yeet. Speaking of using things ironically like that yeet.
So I want to talk a little bit more about Pokemon. There's more controversy. There is a Chinese.
Yeah, I haven't seen those.
Have you seen the animations?
Seen GIFs of them. Yeah.
That are like really good.
Fucking Blastoise actually shooting out of his guns.
Yeah. So people.
I've heard it's only got like 30 Pokemon in it though, so it's like obviously it's a little easier to have good animations when you got a smaller pool. But it would be nice for Game Freak to like step it up a bit. I wouldn't disagree with that. Like if they had some better animations, I'd be on board.
Oh, I wanted to pop it, but I didn't pop it. Yeah, especially with the new game, people were expecting that. Better animations where like the Pokemon would actually come in contact with the other Pokemon with a physical attack. Like it doesn't even matter if it just slaps them and the Pokemon just does the generic like owie kind of thing, but like
especially since they're kind of limiting the decks, right? Like that's the other big controversy is that they're not going to have all the Pokemon or whatever.
Yeah, and they're saying they're limiting the decks for better animations and models and balance in the competitive scene.
Yeah,
which I find kind of weird because they could all they have to do is they can just restrict the competitive scene to these Pokemon that they have balanced, which is the Galar decks or whatever, and they could have the other ones in the game. But then people found that they literally have reused animations from the 3DS game for like all these character interactions and stuff. That they're just one-to-one exactly the same. People are like, what the fuck? You guys said you had needed better animations. You're literally reusing these.
It's weird because how's it going, Barry? It is kind of crazy because those games are ridiculously successful. Like it feels like you could. Oh, the art was true.
Barry, how goes it? Yeah. Well, they're literally like the highest grossing media franchise in the world.
I could not believe it was bigger than Marvel and DC and Harry Potter combined. I was like, that can't be right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, they've been going since what, like '98? So they've had a long lifespan, and they've had you know, merchandise stuff on top of the video games, but I mean, so does Marvel and DC and Harry Potter. They've got other shit too.
Pokemon's got the card game though, and
yeah,
and
card game, video game,
Go.
TV.
Go makes them a
Pokemon
shit ton.
Go makes, yeah, I guess if you were to take out Pokemon Go, I wonder how much a chunk that is.
Oh.
That's not even Game Freak. That's Niantic or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, but you know, I think the parts that counts towards Pokemon's revenue. Right?
Yeah, no, that's not what I meant. I was pointing that out because it's like it's kind of crazy how little they seem to be iterating from game to game, and like they're not even like burdened by the mega popular mobile game. Because like people still complain about a lot of the same shit in Pokemon Go, and that thing is raking money in, and it seems like it seems like that hasn't. I mean, obviously I'm not an expert on it. I don't know much about it, but it seems like the people are complaining about a lot of that shit in that game too.
I think they're fine with it now. I think Pokemon Go's reached like a. I think the people that were complaining about it were just like, it was just not part of their what they wanted as a product. You know what I mean? They weren't the target. Like, it's like literally this goes against like what we want our product to be.
Did they fix like all the things about like finding a Pokemon near you? Because I remember that locator thing was real messed up for a while.
I think it's fine.
The point being is that a lot of it feels a bit like Star Citizen, whereas like you have so much goddamn money, and it doesn't seem like you're really living up to what you could be doing with it. Although that's kind of unfair because Game Freak is still churning out games that people are buying like crazy, and Star Citizen hasn't churned anything out yet.
Yeah.
But it has that vibe to it of like your wallet is absurd, and it feels like because it's working, you don't really want to branch out and do anything too crazy.
Yeah. And as Barry said, they are working on a second project, and I think a third project as well. They're working on Town, and they're working on another thing, I think. I don't remember what that is. But that literally, like, just hire more people.
Yeah, I've heard like. Did Inside Gaming talk about like how much staff they had? And I was like, what the fuck? How did they not have more people?
Yeah, I think they have like 150 people for their whole company, which they're working on 3 games.
That just doesn't seem like a lot.
That does not seem like a lot. I think Frontier might have a similar amount.
See, now that's absurd. Yeah, I thought I remember them having like 100 employees.
And obviously they don't own the highest grossing media franchise in the fucking world.
Yeah.
So
they have branched off into like the Jurassic Park game and all that other shit, but it's just not even remotely the same stratosphere as Pokemon. Holy shit.
Yeah. And so, to be kind of fair, they said
And balance.
that they said that they had to they were having problems porting the game from the 3DS to the Switch to a point where they had to recreate all of their animations one-to-one by hand. Which doesn't sound right, because their animations are literally one-to-one. So, like, if they were recreating the animation by hand, you would figure that they would have some little bit of variance. But the animations that they have reused are like exact copies. So unless they are literally just copying and pasting numbers, which you could do anyway, like that's kind of how a lot of ports work, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you copy and paste the code and then like tweak it a little bit if it's not working right. Like, so it doesn't seem right that they're literally creating them by hand. And they had... Oh no, I fucked it! They had... I think the animations are ported, but the models and rigging is different. Well, they specifically said that They recreated the animations one-to-one. So, like... And if their rigging is different, that doesn't make any sense. Because, like, why? I can imagine the rigging being, like, slightly more complex, but at the end of the day, Charizard's arms are arms. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's... Yeah, that doesn't sound right either. Yeah, that's the latest thing people are complaining about on the fucking subreddit, is that they said that. And then needing to recreate the models, I find baffling. Because... They have, like... They should have all the models already, and all you have to do is up-res their textures, which their textures are really simple, right? They're like solid colors half the time.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is make a line, like, higher res. And the Pokemon Company said, during Sun and Moon, that they had future-proofed their models so that they can port them over to the next system. Eclectic's having a little trouble.
This definitely feels like a thing that you could throw more human beings at.
Yeah.
More than like 150. Like I can imagine there are some things where it's just like, this just takes time. You need to give the people what we have.
Yeah, you can't have
more time to work on it.
There's such thing as you know, too many chefs in the kitchen, right? But at the end, when you're making models, right, literally one person could work on a model at a time. Like,
yeah.
You could hire 1,000 people to make the models, and you would have all, you know, each one does one, and you're good to go. Obviously, they shouldn't do that, and it wouldn't take, that would take very little time at all, and it would take, I mean, it would take a lot of money, but at the same time, if you paid the employees to do all those serially, like, it would still probably cost the same. Just all done in parallel. The only difference you've seen between the models is that they look like they interact better with fighting. So I looked at the Pikachu model, and it is slightly different. As if, like, they changed the proportions of its face, just ever so slightly. And it's like by a smidge. And sure, they also have to make the models for the in-game world. You can't discount that either. But if you said you future-proofed your models, why aren't they in the game? Also, like, why not put, like, again, the Galar region ones, have them be special, right, with better animations and stuff, and the ones that aren't in the Galar decks, you're just like, well, I mean, we just ported them over from the old game, so they might not look as good. Or their animations might not be as good, but you know what? They're in the game. But the overworld model's the same as Let's Go? I'm not sure. I mean, the Pikachu one, like I said, was slightly different than they showed. I forget if it was a Let's Go comparison or not. I think it was a Let's Go comparison. But they have more than just the Let's Go Pokemon, right? They have other gens. So they had to get the Pokemon from somewhere, because Let's Go only has Gen 1. And so now, you know, of course there's people that are getting way too pissed about it and being asshats.
As there will always be.
Yeah.
Till the end of time.
Yep. But then there's also people on the other side now that are doing the Game Freak is being just fine, and I'm gonna also be an asshat. So, like, people are just like, wow, you guys, you know, they're doing you guys don't know how video game development works.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I kind of do. No. Like, these are models we're talking about, not like lines of code. Sure, you have to rig it up with like lines of code and like whatnot, but usually you have functions that are pre-built that handle most of this stuff. You have skeletons and rigging. They're all kind of like body type based or similar to other things. And models, like, they're complaining about models and animations. You have animators separate from the fucking. So that's how game development works.
I do like the one. I like the Gen 8 one on the left, actually. Of those two Pikachus. Barry just posted some pics.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the Let's Go one looks like a toy.
Yeah, it's a little too shiny. It doesn't have that like anime shading to it. Speaking of Pikachu, there's literally a Pikachu in my song right now. Yeah, the face looks a little different. That was the thing I saw. Oh, nice.
That was an emergency.
Yeah. And so people are like, they can't just throw more money at it. A lot of the argument's that. And I'm like, how? How can they not just throw more money at it?
Yeah.
Again, it's like, they're animators. They can all work in parallel. But then, just Game Freak's response to all this, something isn't right. There's a lot of stuff that isn't right.
Does it feel like they're resting on their laurels a bit? That, like, they know their game's gonna sell a ridiculous amount? And that, like, despite everyone's complaining, people are still gonna buy the shit out of it?
I mean, that's potentially the case, right?
Because I don't know a lot about this. I'm just speculating. I haven't played since Soul Silver, and I haven't kept up with this shit very well. So this is from an outside perspective.
Yeah, like it's possible because people are just gonna buy it anyway, like crazy. Probably less, but the average like Pokemon fan that isn't Redditing or looking into this deeply is just they're gonna be like, yeah, it's fine. It's Pokemon.
Olivia's losing her goddamn mind. She can't wait for it to get here.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's gonna fucking love it. You know she is.
And I'm gonna like the game too. I'm still gonna buy it. I almost bought it today on Amazon, or pre-ordered it. But then I realized my cart was like way too big.
You know, it's Prime Day.
Yeah, that's why I helped pull that in.
Soul Silver's a pinnacle of Pokemon. I'm glad I left off at a good one. Then it was my favorite. I loved it.
But like when the Game Freak promised better animations and whatnot in their game, and they're literally using the same exact ones, you're like, what the fuck? Like, what? What do you mean better animations? You literally promised this during like your interviews and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have better animations. It's on the Switch now, guys. How neat is this? And yet,
that's the thing, is that like even I'm a little bit excited about the prospect of a Pokemon game on the Switch. That seems really fucking cool, but I haven't seen anything that's gotten me excited. Like them turning into like giant kaiju certainly doesn't get me excited.
Yeah, that's literally just Mega and Z moves mixed together, which is just kind of whatever. I like Megas.
Mega Evolutions was a fantastic idea, and that's the kind of thing that comes from not resting on your laurels and like trying to innovate and shit.
It's neat too that like the big Pokemon, some of them have like a Mega form, so they're like a different model, and I like that. But you could have just kept it Megas, because they don't give a shit. People love Megas.
Yeah, that was a really sick idea and really cool.
And I want more. Like, I want more Megas.
Yeah, absolutely. Give us more.
But, Game Freak just kind of left it. Do you hate that they threw it away after Gen? Yeah.
It feels a little bit like Black Flag. Like, everyone loved your piratey stuff. what are you doing?
Yeah.
You've gone away from piratey stuff. Like, even when you bring back boats, they're just like bow and arrow kind of boats. Like, we loved the cannons and sailing the seas and like plundering and shit. How has Ubisoft not touched that since Black Flag? That's literally what everybody talks about, is how cool the sailing was in Black Flag. It's like, that's what everybody wants, is mega evolutions. What are you doing? Why'd you drop this brilliant idea you had?
Yep. And they were still in Gen 7, but like they didn't add any new ones, which was kind of lame.
Did mega evolutions kind of break the balance of the game though?
It didn't break the balance. It just kind of changed the competitive meta. Like,
I mean PvE. Like, if you sit down, was it just like a fucking win now button?
I mean, kinda. Like, it was basically win now, but then Z moves were introduced the next time, and that was like a win now button.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about Z moves. They're alright.
I don't like Z moves.
Did the enemy Pokemon trainers also have mega evolutions, or was it just you?
Some of them, like gym leaders and stuff.
Gym leaders.
It was post game in Gen 7. Well, I mean, yeah, you couldn't get the stones until post game, and you couldn't trade the stones over.
So I think that was one of the things that kind of killed my interest, was I felt like I wasn't really being challenged at all.
Yeah, no, the games have gotten so easy.
And then I saw Mega Evolution. I was like, shit, that's gonna be like, it's gonna make you even more powerful. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I kind of went in and played with a team of Pokemon that wasn't so like handcrafted and like super good, and that kind of made it interesting on a second run through. It was like playing with Pokemon I'd never used before, and like getting to learn that was kind of neat. I ended up like being very fond of a whole bunch of Pokemon that I'd never tried before.
That's why I like doing the one right now with Pokemon that I hate.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it was really cool playing with Pokemon that I really had never considered much, and it added a little bit more challenge because I wasn't just picking the super effective stab damage every time. I had to like think about it a little bit more, and that was kind of fun.
Yeah, Barry, I remember the limited events or whatever with the Mega Stones. I remember that. Because that was when I wanted to have all the Mega Stones again, but I was like, oh fuck, there's like these event things where you get the stones. I'm like, I'm not gonna pay attention to that. Are you kidding me?
Another thing is that I'm not necessarily saying I need a good story in the game. Like, all the characters are very typical of like a kind of a younger audience style Japanese Pokemon game. Just never really like cared about any of the people or any of the things happening.
Yeah,
But I guess like make me feel like I'm going on an adventure again, and maybe I'm not a kid anymore, so it's never gonna be quite the same. But remember how awesome it felt. Like I'm going out into this crazy world with just my 6 Pokemon, and I'm gonna take down the gyms.
I don't think anything about the Pokemon game is gonna make me feel like that anymore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, maybe I'm too jaded now.
That's kind of like a child's experience with a video game, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Breath of the Wild has that, but you know, they had a literally explore the world mechanic. Well, Pokemon's just like, well, Pokemon's just like, we got these routes and it's linear. Have a good time. So.
Yeah, that's fine. I just like. Damn.
I ducked under him too.
Yeah, I'm not saying Pokemon needs to change for me. I'm just kind of like brainstorming the kind of things that would pull me back into it. I'm not saying they should do this. I'm just saying it's kind of like what it would take for me to want to hop back in. Because the idea of having a Pokemon game on Switch is very appealing.
Yeah.
Damn it. Got booted.
Not gonna hit that. I have goddamn teleport. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Pokemon in Japan's seen as a child's game, and I mean here it's seen as a child's game too. You know, it's just they sell toys and shit. It's part of their media net.
But also, our generation doesn't give a shit about like playing a child's game because it's like it's still nostalgic and they still find it fun, so they don't give a shit what adults think about them playing a child's game.
Yeah. Virus! Those fires.
Oh hey oh.
What you doing, Virus?
I would absolutely walk into a GameStop and buy Pokemon with no shred of embarrassment.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I'm in a GameStop. Hey-oh!
GameStops aren't doing well.
Oh, they're gonna be gone soon.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna pre-order this on Amazon because probably gonna.
Did you hear about those workers striking?
Yeah. Yeah, they were saying don't watch Twitch today. Don't buy stuff on Amazon today. Like fuck. I'm gonna buy stuff like. It's Prime Day. You kidding me? It's like, but if
have you found good deals?
I mean, no, there was like one thing I wanted that was 33% off. The Elgato Stream Deck.
Nice.
So $50 off.
I remember I bought the Lord of the Rings extended Blu-ray in the last Amazon Prime. That was amazing. But otherwise, like everything was such shit. I didn't see anything that was worth buying on a Prime Day sale.
There was a couple things that like I could have like potentially found an alternative that was cheaper, but like oh yeah, my Rua Iku was approved. I forgot on DTTV.
Is that your face?
Yeah. My Ahegao face.
Mm-hmm. Start selling your bathwater.
I think I'll do what Hat Films wants to do and sell their enema water.
Nice.
Jesus, teammate. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen there?
I do feel bad for Amazon workers, but like, am I not gonna watch Twitch or shop on Amazon? I don't know.
I mean, if my package is literally like 2 days later because they went on strike, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna buy MM2, Mario Maker 2, and new Ethernet cable. Yeah, I almost bought. I almost pre-ordered the Link's Awakening for Switch, and then we are getting roasted.
Brazil. This guy's saying the game is going on Sunless Con. Why would he say that?
Over Sun Con?
That's the YouTuber that does Rocket League videos. I'm actually subscribed to him. He makes some decent content, and he's being featured right now on the Rocket League front page.
And what is he gonna submit it? Because like we're doing bad. Like,
I don't know what he's talking about. Like, I follow Sunless Con's YouTube content, and I have no fucking clue what he's talking about.
Why though?
I'll take it if you want to type.
Submit.
Shit, I could have scored that. Submit it. Submit it to what? Sunless Khan asking for like beatdown footage?
Has he not had another game that's been like this?
Yeah, really. Have you? Especially in Rumble, you're gonna see lopsided games in Rumble.
Yeah.
I've seen all of Sunless Khan's recent videos, and I don't know what he's talking about. This is really weird.
Very, very strange. Yeah, no, on Amazon, I bought a display stand. Fuck! I bought a display stand for my Gundams because I am. Yeah, but why though?
I see. Very good.
Oh. That's neat. So I bought that. Which that was fucking expensive, let me tell you. Because it's like a big, like, standing one made out of glass and shit. I could have just bought like a normal shelf, but you know, this thing's like it's a perfect size for one spot in my room. So I'm like, fuck man, I want this.
I wouldn't mind a new Xbox controller. Actually, I should have been checking that.
Is this still going on? So might have it.
Well, I heard the deals like change throughout the day.
Some of them do, not all of them. I bought a new clock because
you don't have enough of those lying around. Oh, you said clock. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I don't. I still don't have enough clocks lying around though. But no, this one's so my clock projects on the ceiling.
Yeah, mine does too. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's nice when you sleep. Then you just wake up. You can like look at the clock and be like, all right. And it's like dim too, and it's red. But
yeah, mine's red.
And that's like the best light is red light when you're sleeping. It doesn't bother you as much.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get a blue one. I like blue light better, obviously.
Blue light is more like the sky because of humans
That's
waking
okay.
up.
My eyes are fucked anyways. I want blue light. Not enough to go buy another clock, but if I had the choice, I would have picked blue.
They do have blue ones.
I just meant like when I bought mine, I was at the store and that's all they had was a red one.
Right.
I don't care enough to go buy a new clock, but if this one broke, I would probably get a blue light.
It was just like sitting in that.
Those defensive rumble strats, man.
This new one also projects on the ceiling, but it's got the temperature. I can project the temperature on the ceiling, which I don't give that much about. I don't give a shit about. And I do have indoor temperature on this one, but it's not a backlit, so I can't really see it very well, especially when I'm streaming or any other time. So this one's got indoor. It's also got an outdoor one. The only thing that this one does, or this one lacks, is atomic syncing.
Yeah, atomic's pretty cool.
So, unfortunately, it won't be atomic, but oh well.
I just realized mine does have temperature, but it's currently set to Celsius. It's 29 degrees in my room.
Yeah, mine's got it. I just like it's really hard to see when I'm streaming because it's like dark over there. And it also has an outdoor sensor. Nice. So I can compare, which that's what I like to do is compare. All right, what is the outdoor temperature right now? Got him.
Your clock shows outdoor temperature?
The new one does, yeah.
Is it like connected to the internet?
No, you just put a sensor outside.
Oh, I wouldn't go through that much effort.
I mean,
I don't care that much.
I just grab a device, I walk out the door.
That's fine for you. If you want to do it, I don't care.
I'm just saying it's...
I was just thinking about myself. I wouldn't go through the effort.
It's so little effort is all I'm saying. Like, there we go. I placed it outside. But it's nice to compare because, like, I base my indoor temperature off of the outdoor temperature, but I'm gonna set my AC to. So I'm being more energy/money efficient. Because if it's like 90 outside, I'll set my indoor to like 82. But if I notice the temperature outside's like 70, I'm like, well, shit. My room's like 80 right now. I can turn down the AC.
Was this clock on sale? With the Prime thing?
Not a Prime sale. I just was there and was like, well, it's $30. This is gonna be useful. I'll take it.
Damn you!
What else did I buy? The Elgato Stream Deck, which is going to be real good. That's going to make streaming stuff a bit more convenient.
Is it going to help with your timing woes?
No. But it's going to help me, like... It's so, like, you can, like, switch scenes, like, easily. And, like, you can also do memeage and stuff with it. So you can, like, click a button and, like, something could happen in the stream. It's funny.
Fun.
But also, it could set up a bunch of macros to, like, start all of your programs and, like, size the windows and do all this shit for you.
Nice.
Which is nice. I mean, you could get that without the Stream Deck, but the other stuff where it's like...
What? I hit that for you. I own gold for the...
Oh, you teleported?
I got teleported like right after, or right before I hit it.
Oh, a guy left. Do people realize they get banned? So yeah, that's...
If you're pretty much done for the night anyways.
Yeah. But I think if you have too much, they like really fuck you up. Fuck. It's still in momentum. They can ban you for over 24 hours if you have too many bales.
People probably aren't thinking all that intelligently.
Well, they're rage quitting from a Rumble match.
Yeah.
So
they're pretty emotional. God mode enabled.
Wonder if this dude realizes he can leave now.
And we can't tell him either because he's on Signet.
Like you won't get banned if you're the only person left and you leave.
$47 for an Xbox controller? It's less than 60 at least. I don't think it's like a crazy deal though.
Yeah. I know Joy-Cons were on sale earlier today. I don't know if they're still on sale.
They have a wired Xbox controller, $15.
On brand? Like the Microsoft brand?
Power A enhanced wired controller.
My experience with every single third-party controller is they break easily.
Yeah, if the name brand one is already, I'm struggling with durability issues.
Fuck the net. We got like 20 seconds left.
Teammate was bumping me. Oh, I can get one with weed all over it.
Dude!
Weed logo.
Weed's expensive too.
think there's anything else I really need. There's nothing I would like spend money on right now.
This guy's got the same car as me.
Ooh, Mineral Blue Shadow. Oh, that's a sexy controller. I like that. I'm not paying $90 for an Xbox controller though.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, come on.
Ah!
Oh, damn it. Oh my god. Because it's the game that never ends.
Dude,
it goes on.
we should submit this to SunCon.
We gotta go touch the ball.
I could have froze it. I was literally thinking like, oh, I should do that actually. I bought some other stuff too, but they were just like stupid crap. That was like, I just need these things. Batteries. Paint.
Oh, I could use some more Eneloop batteries.
I just
paint.
top coat. Need new batteries in one of my remotes. One of my things downstairs. But yeah, so I think like only one thing was on a Prime deal. Some things were just regular discounted. Oh, and I bought Nier.
Thought you already had that.
Not regular Nier.
Oh, the first game?
Yeah.
Neat. You gonna play it on stream?
Yep.
Is that after Sekiro now?
No. Oh, you dick. I ran out! I think I'm gonna play Metal Gear Solid after Sekiro. And then I'm gonna play Nier. Nier is an interesting game. Which I think you have to get all the weapons in order to get the final ending. So I'm not blind on it. I've already seen it, but I would like to play it. Oh, Jesus. Experience it firsthand.
Oh, he's got spikes. Nice hit. Ah, I misjudged it. I would never make a good judge. My career in the judicial system is ruined. There we go, there we go, there we go! Yeah!
Yeah. Yeah, Nier wasn't on sale. It's a used game, so like... Well, it said it was new, which kind of baffled me, but... It's a PS3 game. I don't know how it's new.
Is it kids to be shrink wrapped?
Yeah. I'd be amazed. But, you know, they still, apparently it was still, like, $20, like, almost $30, so it's kind of seemingly in demand.
I should look for books. They have lots of good books on Amazon. I really want the Witcher graphic novel. Looks amazing. But like the whole collection is kind of expensive. Yeah, it used to just be books. Amazon was a bookstore. Who's gonna buy books online? What an idiot! Now Jeff Bezos is the richest human being to ever walk the face of the earth. He's like, he got divorced and then him and his wife became the two richest people.
Goddamn.
Oh, he
Oh!
bumped me! No! Jeff Bezos with the kind of money where he's just like, I guess I'll just. Oh, well, come on! I touched that enough. Well, I missed the boost, so. Jeff Bezos has enough money to just be like, I'm just gonna start up a space program. It's like, I had nothing else to do.
Yeah. Except for maybe pay his employees better wages and maybe like not work them to death and. But no, that's okay. Yeah, make a space program.
It's tomato, freshest let it. Star Madman. What happened to bacon?
The bacon was 8 off of the.
It was 8.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's like a group of 4 friends that all like Rocket League, and it's like, ugh, it's kind of awkward because no one likes playing Chaos. If we just like switch off.
And one of the dudes is like, "Man, I don't want to follow your stupid naming convention. Come on."
Yeah, I'm Star Madman. That's my name.
that's me.
I'm not gonna do something stupid.
Star
like a sandwich.
Star Madman is my soul.
That's me. Okay.
What would you want me to be? Mayo? I hate mayo.
Be the bread.
I don't like bread either.
Can't have a sandwich without bread. But let's not bring that up again. let's not get back into that.
I started that argument in Okami's channel recently.
I saw somebody arguing about, ooh, what a save, about cereal being a soup.
Yep.
But they brought up the fact that if you put dry cereal in a bowl and eat it, you're still eating cereal even though it doesn't have a liquid in it. Whereas you can't do that with soup. If you just have soup ingredients in a bowl, that's not soup.
Right. But the argument is whether or not like it with milk is a soup, not it without milk is soup.
Right, but the fact that it can be separated and doesn't retain that status.
Right.
I guess you could say it becomes soup once you pour the milk in.
Yes, that's the argument.
And that's where we can leave it off. And let's not go any deeper into that.
Just like lettuce isn't a salad, but if you combine it with other stuff, it's really a salad at that point.
I'm 2 points away from getting the thing I want, really.
Also, there's the argument of whether or not cereal with milk in it is a salad, where milk is the dressing.
All right. We are going off the deep end now. Let's.
I know all of my food naming.
I know you do. That's why I loathe to even start it.
You have to know your nomenclature.
Doing some God Adder.
What?
Doing some God Adder tomorrow. I tried out the Greatsword in God Eater, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
As because like, you know, it's a hack and slashy kind of game. It didn't feel that fun to have such a slow weapon in God Eater. And I don't think I'm gonna end up using the scythe that much. I really feel like the dual blades and the spear are gonna be my 2 weapons.
I might
I've really tried a bunch of them now.
I might try the scythe at some point.
It's cool. I just feel like I'm so much more effective with the spear. It might end up just being a weapon I bring out for the lulls every once in a while.
Yeah. I still need to get into other weapons in Monster Hunter.
Oh my god, I have 17 hours of God Eater now.
God, I'm at like probably 6. 8.
I did the same thing with Monster Hunter though. I played it a shit ton on our off days. Because just because I like figuring out all the weapons and stuff. And there's not nearly as much out-of-game resources to look at as there was with Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Like everybody's got a Monster Hunter channel helping you out, but you gotta do a lot of the legwork yourself. God Eater.
Yeah, not as popular. Still has a following.
So. Which is good. I want the game to succeed, so you know, it keeps getting more content or like a 4th game or whatever.
And better stuff in general.
Well, that was a fun time.
Yep. See you tomorrow for some God Eater.
I'll see you then. Bye, Barry. Good night.
Good noodle there, son, bro. Okay, burb, and then suck it off.